again, more than the people in Inglewood here. And I'm guaranteeing everybody here, next year we're going to win it again.
I made that statement not based on trying to nickel and dime the players with motivation. I truly believe that this team is ready for that challenge. It might be a rough ride for 7 months because of the competition.
Well, we have the team and the players to repeat. We have all the ingredients to repeat. Now we just have to do it on the floor.
And that's just what the defending champions did, slicing through every opponent with surgeon-like precision and leaving all pretenders to the throne in their wake.
The pull-down pass intercepted by Scott. To Green. 3-on-1 to Scott. Slam dunk.
And I think his statement made us realize that it is, something at the end of the tunnel. It's something that we can accomplish that no other team has done in 19 years.
After 2 straight wins at home, the Lakers made San Antonio victim number 3. And it looked like no one would be able to derail the Laker Express.
Scott takes the ball in low to Magic, posting up under the green. No-look pass. Slam dunk. Woo! How did he see him?
Your biggest enemy is yourself, in the sense of you have to fight, the mentality of, we were the champs and we are the champs and we're going to be again, and it's just not that easy.
Realizing that it wasn't going to be easy may have been the Lakers' greatest asset. While this was unquestionably one of the most physically gifted teams in the league, the Lakers knew that they'd have to prove it night after night if they wanted to earn their place in history.
We want to be the first to do it in 18, 19 years, however long it's been. So the desire is definitely there. The intestinal fortitude is there. I mean, we want to come out every night and win.
For 7 straight games, the Lakers followed the Riley master plan to perfection. And with Magic and Kareem leading them past a dangerous Dallas team, Los Angeles had earned its best start in franchise history, 8 in a row. But then, suddenly, it all came to a halt.
I don't want to overreact and demand too much and push them and yell and scream at them now, because they're not going to respond to that. They're past, we're past that as a team. We just got to keep growing and understand that it's going to be a rough ride for us. But it's interesting how everybody talks about the Lakers when we lose a few games.
You can't have a slump, or you can't play bad because people, well, what's wrong? What's wrong? And the year before, you could have that slump because you wasn't the champ. But you're the champ now. You're not supposed to lose 2 or 3 in a row. Not the Lakers. No. What's wrong with you guys?
Losers of 3 in a row and 5 of their last 7. The Lakers marched into historic Boston Garden to face a red-hot Celtic team. But the defending champions refused to be intimidated.
Most players, they couldn't say that because Boston is so great at home. They just play very good ball there. But I know, we're going to be ready to play because it seems like that rivalry continues.
Before a national television audience and a hostile Boston crowd, the defending champions made it clear from the very start that they had come to play. But with Larry Bird scoring 17 first-quarter points, the Lakers knew that they'd need clutch performances from every player on the court, and they got it. Trailing by 9 in the second half, the Lakers' fast break shifted into high gear. And when Michael Cooper buried this clutch 3-pointer with 45 seconds left, the score was tied at 113. With the game on the line, the Celtics tried to get the ball to Bird, but Magic tipped the pass away, and the Celtic fans were absolutely stunned. There were only 26 seconds left, and despite a heroic 35-point performance by Larry Bird, the Lakers had their fate in their own hands. With an anxious Boston Garden crowd looking on, Pat Riley told the Lakers to get the ball in to the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But a tenacious defense forced Kareem into a hurried shot, and Larry Bird came up with a rebound. A perfect pass found Danny Ainge breaking free, but the Lakers would make him earn his points at the free throw line. After sinking the first, Ainge missed the second. And as Michael Thompson struggled to grab the rebound, Magic Johnson signaled for a timeout. Despite the Celtics' protest, the ball belonged to the Lakers, and Michael Cooper got it into the hands of Magic Johnson.
There's Magic got it. Magic fires. It's good. They will. Lakers win the game. The Lakers win the game. Magic banks in. I don't know if they'll count it 2 or 3.
It's like we won a championship because of the fact that we had been playing so bad at that particular time, and we needed something to lift us up out of the losingness, I think, mode, and got us into winning, and we went on from there.
After stealing the game from the Celtics, the Lakers were off and running on the start of a 15-game winning streak. And no Laker was more crucial to their success than A.C. Green.
We love to run, and we love to, create things on our defensive end. And the position that I play, one of the post players, you have to, be involved in that in the sense of maybe trying to block a shot, taking that ball out of bounds, getting it really quick, and steals where you can try and attack the other team. And so it's a lot of things, that I guess you can say the guys underneath that do a lot of the dirty work, they really emphasize a lot, and a lot of it depends on them. And the rebound is one of those aspects that you have to, try and get that rebound, because without it, we're not really going anywhere.
With A.C. Green grabbing every rebound in sight, the Lakers won 4 straight, and their confidence was soaring.
You win 2 or 3 games in a row, and then you win a 4th, then you win a 5th, and then you start perking up, and you say, well, we can really do something good here and open up some daylight between, us and our contenders.
With James Worthy returning to peak form after missing several games with tendonitis in his left knee, and with Kareem and Irvin up to their old magic, the Laker Express rolled on and on and on.
Worthy made 6 of 9 shots in the first half. Dribbled around Barkley underneath, score. Here's the pass under to Kareem, and Kareem scores.
Everything is working for you. Your transition game is working. Your defense is working. Your shooting percentage is really high. And it's just a point in time where all 8 or 9 players that are really playing their basketball.
Michael Thompson down the middle, he goes. The hook shot of 8 is beautiful.
City after city, the result was always the same.
Up to Byron Scott. Starts to drive, pull up in the paint, yes.
And with Byron Scott playing the best ball of his career, the Lakers look absolutely invincible.
It's very difficult in this league to win a lot of games in a row. Winning 15 games in a row is significant with the number of teams out there that are really competitive. So, but I would say confidence, and then once you really get it out there and extend it, an aura of invincibility that you can't be beaten.
One of the reasons the Lakers have developed that aura of invincibility is that Pat Riley drills his team as hard as any coach in the NBA. Now, it may look easy when the Lakers take the floor at the Forum for a game, but after a hard day of offensive and defensive drills under Riley, the hand-to-hand combat, the Lakers have earned their right to play. And one Laker who has enjoyed special success under Riley's coaching is fifth-year guard Byron Scott.
Here's Scott alone. Can't leave him open. Byron averaging 20.3 per game.
Here's the ball Ball Floyd, down the middle, Floyd, all the way, Floyd, put it up, Kareem blocks it, controls it, length of court pass to the streaking Scott. He's got it, slam dunk.
I think it's just something that just evolved, you know, the fact that I started scoring a little bit more, especially during the streak. They started to just say, well, let's keep going to B. You know, let's just, you know, let him shoot the ball. He's hot, so let's just keep giving it to him.
Well, you know, Byron finally is comfortable with the fact that he has a green light to shoot, and I think he's gotten the experience he needed to be wise about when to shoot the ball and what we need as a team at different moments in the game.
You know, crucial situations, they call my number. You know, when we've had 4 or 5 straight shots that we've missed, they call my number. And it's just something I think that has developed over the years. You know, I think that they have a lot more confidence in me now, and they know that I can deliver.
After going 13-2 for the month of January, the Lakers headed into the All-Star game determined to have a good time. Four of the 5 Lakers starters made the trip to Chicago. And with Pat Riley coaching the West squad for the 6th time in 7 years, the Laker contingent went all out to give the fans at Chicago Stadium something special to remember.
Traveling called against Magic, but the crowd enjoys it, and so do the players.
For most of the day, the star of the show was Chicago's Michael Jordan. And with the game out of reach, it looked like Kareem wouldn't get the one shot he needed to break the All-Star scoring record.
Oh, he walked. He definitely walked. I'm on the 3 seconds. I'm on the 3 seconds.
We were getting blown out, by the East, and I've always been conditioned never to put him back into that kind of situation with the Lakers. Finally, the crowd got into it. The crowd understood exactly what was happening, and they knew he needed another basket, so they started to chant, "We want Kareem, we want Kareem."
Well, the crowd just went nuts. And I sat there and I really enjoyed that they was chanting for him.
I finally looked down at him and I raised my eyebrows, and he raised his, and that was it.
And they want Kareem to go back in and get the All-Star record. He needs 2 points.
I called a timeout and set up a play for him, explained to the team what the situation was.
Okay? Irving's coming up. On the pass, Mark. Cut through and get out of there, okay? Slide out. Yeah, you step in. Real strong. Put the top right in his power, okay?
So they ran the play that we usually run on our team, where we clear the whole side. And he brought me in to deliver it to him, and I gave it to him, and he hit it.
But the Lakers wouldn't have time to rest on their laurels. Starting on Valentine's Day, the defending champions had to face a brutal stretch of 5 games in 7 days. And none of them would be easy.
That's what you live for. That's what you compete for. It's to play against the best teams and to meet your best opponents and see if you can beat them at their own game.
Starting with the Celtics, the Lakers picked apart the league's best teams, beating them at their own game. Kareem led the way against the Celtics, and with Byron Scott hitting an incredible 15 of 19 shots from the floor, it was a Laker blowout from end to end.
By Byron Scott, and the Lakers are on the run again. Scott.
It was a game the Celtics felt they had to win, but the Lakers fought off a desperate Boston rally and handed the Celts their 5th consecutive loss at the Forum.
I think it's a good confidence builder. I think we know what their weak spot is, and that knowing that, it gives us something that we can use down the road, only in the psychological sense.
After beating Boston, the Lakers delivered a belated Valentine to the LA Clippers and then headed to Houston. Exactly 1 month earlier, they had hit an unbelievable 18 consecutive field goals against the Rockets. Pat Riley had called it a lucky performance. And then, as if by some cruel twist of fate, their luck turned from good to bad.
Cooper got hurt. Cooper turned an ankle. Cooper has turned an ankle. He crawls to the sideline. He's in great pain, obviously.
It was the first dark cloud over the Lakers' season. And though x-rays of Cooper's ankle proved negative, he would be lost to the Lakers for nearly 2 months. And suddenly, their chances of beating a struggling Atlanta team were not looking good. With a sold-out crowd at the Omni cheering them on, the Hawks raced out to an unbelievable 17-point lead late in the third period and seemed primed to hand the defending champions their first truly embarrassing loss of the year.
Disappointment during the game where we kind of look at each other and we feel that we're getting embarrassed by a team that we shouldn't be losing to. I think the pride comes out and the character of our team, just takes over.
Trailing by 15 points with less than 9 minutes to play, the Lakers finally cut to 3 on a jump shot by Scott. And with less than a minute remaining, Kareem drew a foul from Tree Rollins to send the game into overtime with a 3-point play. In overtime, the Hawks struggled to regroup, but it was too little, too late.
Magic for 3. How about that shot, and how about this comeback? It looks like a bomb scare is going off in the Omni. Boy, the Los Angeles Lakers showed you something there.
You have to leave some type of message, not anything cocky or arrogant, but you have to leave some type of message when you play those teams.
LA's message to Detroit was that they could be as physical as the bad boys of the NBA. But Detroit delivered a message of its own by beating the Lakers at their own game. It was the Pistons' message that rang loud and clear. After being outscored by 12 points in the first half, the Lakers cut the Pistons' lead to a single point on a strong inside game. And Michael Thompson's 3-point play with 41 seconds left to play gave the Lakers a 2-point advantage. There was still time, though, for the Pistons to win it. But Isaiah Thomas's desperation shot was smothered by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, giving the Lakers the victory, and in 1 week, a perfect record against the NBA's best.
I never want to go through a week like that again, though, because mentally it drained us, all of us. It was a tough week.
Most of the Lakers will tell you that the most grueling part of being in the NBA is life on the road, the constant travel from hotel to hotel. But for Mike Schmreck and Michael Thompson, life in a hotel just can't be beat.
Oh, I thought you guys were room service. Come back in about an hour. All right, come on in. Jeez. Welcome to my humble abode. This is it. This is where I hang my tennis shoes. But every day I leave at 9:30 in the morning to go to practice, I come back and the room is immaculate. It's all clean. The floors are vacuumed, fresh towels in the bathroom, beds all made fresh, blankets, fresh sheets.
It's close to the airport, close to practice, close to the games. The people here in the hotel, they're all just great. Like all the bellmen downstairs, I see them every morning, and the valet men, and it's we've become friends. Actually, it's really kind of nice.
I wasn't looking for anything permanent down here, just something temporary, 6-7 months out of the year while I'm here. And I talked to the Sheraton Hotel and asked them if I could do a trade-off, have some, give them some of my tickets for a free suite. And they said, no problem, they'd love to get Laker tickets. Ed Magic and Kareem have all the mansions. To me, home is where your heart is, right? You got a remote control TV, refrigerator, and a comfortable bed. That's all you need.
The only other thing that you can hope for is luck. And on March 10th, the Lakers' luck finally ran out. Only 1 day after picking up his 400th career coaching victory, Pat Riley looked on in horror as his most valuable player pulled up lame with a severe groin injury. It was like stepping into a nightmare.
The one problem with an 8-man rotation is that when you lose 2 key players, are those guys that are going to step in ready to play? Are they sharp? Are they in shape? And can the team adapt? We didn't do a very good job of that. We got beat in a number of games soundly, and we got blown out because I thought our effort level had dropped. And what you have to do with injuries is you have to kick the effort level up.
With Magic out, the other Laker players started to struggle, and Riley was forced to juggle his lineup yet again.
The other guard will be a surprise. Milt Wagner, Louisville, 6'4", 180, making his first start ever in the majors.
I had to change a little bit of the chemistry of the team because of the loss of these 2 guys. And I actually started Milt Wagner and Kurt for a couple of games to bring Wes Matthews, Michael Thompson, and A.C. Green in. That team began to gel a little later because they understood that this is all they had, and they had to get a new sense of identity. And it was beginning to take shape. And now Irvin's coming back, and we see how that adjustment is with him here.
I think the team accomplished a lot in terms of now knowing how to play without me. I think also it made us a stronger team, stronger-minded. So we got a lot of pluses, and we just had to turn that into the big plus, and that's to win it all.
You just won Laker tickets.
I won Laker tickets?
Yes.
Playoffs tonight?
Yes. Yes.
Unbelievable. That is great.
Well, it was that time of year again. And although the weather was unchanged, the typically laid-back California pastimes would now give way to playoff frenzy, as everybody seemed to have just one thing on their minds.
This year, the frenzy has been more so than any other year because you have a chance to repeat, and it's been wild and crazy.
Intensity is up on an uprise, and I think that's what you need going into the playoffs.
Everybody's raises their level of play an extra notch.
We know what it takes. We know the sacrifices that we have to make.
And the only way you can move from one level to the next is to up the ante and to play for higher stakes. And I think that's what we're doing this year. We're going for it.
The playoffs opened with the Lakers back at full strength, but despite bursts of brilliance on the break, LA's offensive machine was rusty, and they would need consummate role player Kurt Rambis to deliver a career playoff-high 19 points to give the Lakers a victory in Game 1 and Rambis the early spotlight.
Well, you've got to be expected to sacrifice yourself, any ego that you have, for the benefit of the ball club. And it's in my willingness to get rebounds and play defense and set picks. And that's what a role player has to do.
Game 2, San Antonio jumped out in front early, but the Lakers patiently played catch-up, looking to another role player, Michael Thompson, whose 29 points punctuated the versatility of the Lakers' attack.
I just played my usual game and I just happened to get the ball a lot more than I usually get, so I was the one who was the focal point of the offense for a few games. It was fun while it lasted.
Down 2-0, the Spurs knew their chances were a long shot, but they were determined to prove that they were not the paupers of the playoffs that everyone had predicted. The Spurs' plan was to stay right on the Lakers' heels. And in the end, Johnny Dawkins had the chance to put the Spurs into overtime or extinction.
Shot is up, no good.
The San Antonio series was a closer series than most people would have given them credit, even though we swept them. The interesting thing about it was that this Laker team has somehow found a way to win when we haven't played our best.
Opening game round 2, the Lakers found a way to play their best as they staged a full-court jam session against the out-of-tune Jazz, while Utah can muster only 8 points in the first quarter, the worst output in playoff history. There wasn't much that was not clicking for the Lakers.
He brings it down in front to Cooper. Three-pointer. Good.
The Lakers' impressive start had Utah beating an early retreat, as Los Angeles seemed all but invincible.
We let them get into a running game, and they're a good team. That's tough to catch them once they're ahead of you. And when people come to me and they say, hey, you can do it, I go, you want to bet?
But Layden's apparent surrender was just an act, and in Game 2, the comedy stopped.
Smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces show no traces of the evil that lurks within. Smiling.
That was unique situation that happened. They peaked at the right moment. I think they were playing the best basketball in the whole league at that point.
Smiling faces tell lies, and I've got
The Jazz grin and bury you attitude evened the series, and suddenly their chances were no longer a joke. Instead, they were a nightmarish reality. Inauspiciously, Game 3 was played on Friday the 13th, and while the Lakers were not superstitious, they could not help but shudder at the thought of falling behind 2-1 for the first time since their 1986 elimination by Houston. The haunting memory of Ralph Sampson's fateful fall away, which had motivated LA's back-to-back quest, hung heavy in the Salt Palace as a new nightmare seemed to be unfolding. Mark Eaton terrorized the Lakers on defense, while John Stockton and Karl Malone marshaled the Jazz attack. It was now clear that the Utah threat was very much a reality. And although the Lakers countered with the lethal bombs of Byron Scott, this battle was won in the trenches, where it was up to Los Angeles to find the message.
The Lakers have been, I guess you could say, labeled with as being really a finesse team and not a physical team. They don't like the bang. A lot of times I have to get my teammates going in that direction, as well as some of the other big guys. You know, we have to take it upon ourselves to, you know, set the tone for the game for our own teammates.
AC set the tone for Game 4, returning to the starting lineup. But to win this one, all the veterans would need to put on their game faces. Worthy exploded for 29. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, after a poor Game 3, poured in 21, proving to the people at the Salt Palace that the captain was back. The Jazz kept it close until the fourth quarter, when Magic appeared and drove home the 113-100 victory. The pivotal fifth game was at the Forum, where both squads knew a victory would put them in very good shape. Going into the final minute, the Lakers had the ball in a 1-point lead, when suddenly nothing was guaranteed. The mailman rang 2 home, and the Jazz led by 1. Then it was Worthy's turn to deliver, and the chase was on. The Jazz called for Thurl to bail them out, and he answered. Then with 12 seconds to go, the Lakers looked to Michael Cooper, who surprisingly had never hit a game-winning shot from the field. But history and the score were about to change.
The Lakers are out of timeouts. No timeouts left. The ball to Magic. Dribble drive. Down the middle. Out to Coop. 18-footer.
I've never been put in situations like that before as far as having to shoot the last shot from the field. I've done it on several occasions as far as a free throw line or made a pass to someone to score, but never been able to put it in myself. And for my teammates to look for me in that crucial situation like that is very gratifying.
But the celebration was short-lived, for when the series returned to Utah, the Jazz came to life and handed the Lakers one of their worst playoff defeats ever. The Lakers had allowed the Jazz to tie the series, but no one had to tell the Lakers that the deciding game still remained.
Everybody was in the locker room earlier than usual. Everybody seemed to be real focused on that game. There was no talking, no laughing, no playing around the locker room.
He realizes that it's a one-game series, and if you don't take care of business on that particular day, then you're on vacation for the rest of the year.
You have to win it in order to advance. It's as simple as that. You just take that attitude and deal with it.
When you corner or put great teams' backs against the wall, they respond, because for both of these ball clubs, there's no tomorrow if you lose.
Bounce the ball, Worthy steals it. Worthy going to go the distance for the slam dunk. Oh, that should be a takedown.
It was clear early that the Meek would not inherit this game, as both teams were ready to slug it out. In the early going, Scott was hot, and the break was smoking.
Magic front court. Magic over to Scott. If he makes this three, look out. Magic blows out of the back court. Lead pass to Worthy. Underneath to Scott. Score. The ball down the middle of Hanson. 4 on the clock. Shot blocked by Magic. To Worthy. To Scott. 4-on-1.
And by midway through the fourth quarter, the Lakers had put the Jazz away and had moved one step closer to making good on Pat Riley's guarantee.
5 seconds left. Holding it up. 2, 1. The Lakers advance.
Tomorrow, there are going to be a ton of offensive boards.
For the Dallas Mavericks, tomorrow had arrived. asserting their claim to a finals berth. They had little regard for Lakers' destiny.
And I think it's time for the Lakers and the Celtics to step aside and for Dallas and some team in the East to be in the NBA championship.
But the defending champions were not so eager to step aside. In fact, Showtime was primed and ready.
Of our show, I'd like to bring out a very special and dear friend of mine. All my friends should want you to understand it's alright. And I hope I get to you before they do the way I feel. It's outside.
Games 1 and 2 were vintage Forum routes, and the Lakers seemed on their way to an easy sweep. But as the series location shifted, more than just the scenery changed. The Lakers were somewhat less than ready for the aroused Dallas crowd and the revitalized Maverick running attack. Pat Riley could barely believe his eyes as the Lakers were out-hustled and out-muscled. Game 3 belonged to Dallas, and LA looked to Game 4 with a vengeance. 2 days later, different time, same place, and the ball wouldn't bounce any differently for Los Angeles, and their early attempt to regroup did little to stem the Maverick tide as Derek Harper poured in a career playoff high 35 points, galvanizing a frenzied Reunion Arena. The Lakers closed the gap to 3, and the Dallas faithful feared a fourth quarter fold. But the Mavericks would not be denied their home court vindication. A slumbering giant was now fully awake. The series was tied at 2, and the seemingly unbeatable champions were left to second guess.
We were used to winning those games, and I think we got away from taking care of business.
We're not playing as well on the road as we are at home. And that's something that you have to address to each and every one of us and try to find out why.
But back on their home court, the Lakers remained confident that they could prevent Dallas from sneaking in and out of the Forum with a crucial Game 5 victory. Dallas broke out early. LA followed in pursuit. And with neither team giving ground, the pace was pushed faster and the ride was getting rougher.
I think it really fired up the entire team more than myself. You know, we kind of took it as, okay, that's how you want to play, okay, fine. Magic kept telling me to forget about it and just, start playing. And the way I could pay him back is by just, doing my thing. And that's, basically what we started doing.
With the ground rules now set, the Lakers knew the gauntlet had been thrown down and they were set to answer. Showtime.
The onslaught continues.
And when it was over, there was no doubt who owned the floor at the Forum as the Lakers confidently eyed a Game 6 clincher.
Our guys have been there, and I think they sense the fact that we're one game away now, just one win away from getting to the finals to try to achieve this goal of ours, and I think you're going to see an inspired performance. It's going to take a lot by Dallas to beat us.
And a lot is exactly what Dallas gave as they convincingly held off the stunned champions. As the Lakers headed home, they were once again forced to ponder the prospect of a must-win game. They had delivered before, and no one doubted they would once again respond.
Ladies and gentlemen, American Airlines would like to welcome the soon-to-be world champions, the Los Angeles Lakers.
But as game time approached, these Lakers were taking nothing for granted. Their quest was on the line. And the challenge now came not only from Dallas, but from within. The Lakers wasted little time in getting started. Byron Scott's game-opening three-pointer set the standard. And Dallas and Mark Aguirre were quick with their response. For 6 games, these two teams had fought to a draw, and now they would continue to match each other word for word, man for man, basket for basket. And as the game wore on, both teams had to wonder what it would take to win this series. But when the hot hand of Mark Aguirre went down, it was time for Magic to prepare for the knockout punch. Dallas knew it was going to the canvas, and the entire forum was calling for the final blow. The Lakers were on their way to the NBA Finals.
It's Showtime versus Motown for the NBA championship.
As this Laker team looked ahead to become the first to repeat in 19 years, they were very much aware of their niche in the storied Lakers tradition. Winning back-to-back championships would be nothing new for the Laker franchise. They were the first dynasty team in the NBA, while representing the city of Minneapolis, a region known as the Land of Lakes. NBA champions in 1949 and 1950, the Lakers won 5 titles in their first 6 seasons in the league, led by center George Mikan, one of the most famous players in basketball history, whose strength and toughness dominated around the basket. The Laker dynasty ended when Mikan retired in 1955, but new stars like Elgin Baylor and Jerry West joined the Lakers, which moved to Los Angeles in 1960. In the next 10 seasons, the Lakers made the NBA Finals 6 times, but the all-around play of West and the brilliance of Elgin Baylor could not overcome the need for a strong center. That search ended in the summer of 1968, when Wilt Chamberlain was acquired from Philadelphia. In the 1971-72 season, the Lakers set 2 records that still stand: 69 regular season victories and an incredible winning streak of 33 consecutive games, culminating in a 5-game victory over the New York Knickerbockers in the NBA Finals that brought the first league championship to Los Angeles. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and rookie Magic Johnson led the 1980 Lakers past Philadelphia in 6 games as the decade of the 80s began, and with it, the challenge to once again be regarded as the NBA's most dominant franchise.
If the criteria for greatness is to win back-to-back championships, then that's what this season is about.
I want that real bad because there's nothing really left to do but that.
The finals had arrived, and as both the faithful and the famous flocked to the forum, anxiety and anticipation were building as the Lakers were now just 4 victories away from writing perhaps the finest chapter in their history. And oh, what a chapter it would be. The Lakers were the veterans here, Detroit the novice. But this Piston team appeared confident and controlled, and their elder statesman, Adrian Dantley, was devastating. Inside and outside, AD scored at will. And by midway through the first quarter, any thoughts of an easy series for LA came crashing to the floor.
They're cornered, let's go!
Every Piston was delivering a career performance, and the Lakers were left wondering what else could go wrong.
This
This is a stunning first half of basketball.
But no one could have known how stunning it would be. With 4 seconds remaining, the Pistons led by 11 and were looking for more. Bill Laimbeer pushed the lead to 14 with a crushing three-pointer that silenced the Forum. But the worst was still to come. The Lakers staggered into halftime, down by 17, and would never recover. Game 1 ended early and ugly, and the next 24 hours were crucial to the Lakers' survival.
The crusher were those 2 3-pointers, and when you lose last night, like we lost at home, it was an embarrassing loss for us. There was nothing to be proud of. It isn't something that they wanted to do, and they came in this morning a little angry, a little upset, and I hope they get worse, you know, because they're going to have to bring an attitude different than the one they took last night to the Forum.
Game 2 was approached with an early sense of urgency, as everyone knew this contest was imperative if the back-to-back prophecy was to survive. Number 1 question on everybody's mind was the health of Magic Johnson, who had been battling the flu. Somehow, champions always find a way to play their best. Scott handled the scoring early, and on defense, the Lakers focused on stopping Deathly. AC covered AD, but as number 45 mirrored number 45, he would be aided from every direction. And both teams knew defense was the call.
Hey, you're not going to win it offensively. You've got to get to work everybody's defensive. That's what I'm looking at. You've got to have the defense.
Detroit had held its opponents under the century figure for 6 consecutive playoff games. The Lakers felt snapping that streak would be the key to victory. But with its fast break temporarily derailed, Los Angeles went to the inside game, where James Worthy overhauled the Pistons and put its offense back in gear.
Any kind of handoff or maybe Dumar's going to be coming off that kind of screen, okay? Guys, automatic switch.
No second shots. Then he's going to have to fight Magic because he's going to go to post-up on you. Everybody be ready to come and help on Magic.
But neither the Pistons nor the flu could stop Magic Johnson. Although Los Angeles was rolling, Detroit's engine was running hot, and the Piston bench was becoming a factor. And by the fourth quarter, the platoon system began to take its toll, as Detroit went on a 17-5 run and knotted the score at 80 all. It was not only a critical time in the contest, but in the series. The Lakers answered with an 11-2 run of their own and had seemingly put this one away. But Detroit refused to quit. With a score 93-90 and 3 minutes remaining, Riley called for a timeout to ensure this one would not get away. The Lakers' plan was to go to the man who had delivered so many times before. And as the 24-second clock ticked away, the Lakers waited for their moment.
Got to do something soon. 4 on the clock, 3 on the clock. Into Kareem. He shoots a 15-foot skyhook and hits it. Laimbeer forced him almost to the VIP seats, and Kareem turned and hit it. Magic hollered, "You got to shoot it, Captain. The time's out."
Kareem's majestic skyhook had put this one away. Now the Lakers and Magic were off to Michigan, tied at a game apiece.
Man, can you really picture? I'm going home to actually play in the World Championship, and I've been thinking about this all the time, you know. But it will be nice to see all those people.
Going home for Irvin meant going back to where it all began, Lansing, Michigan, where even as a high school superstar, family and friends knew he was something special.
He had a dream, and he didn't just let that dream just sort of, die away.
When he ever made up his mind to do something, he always made sure that he did it to the best of his ability.
This kid probably could be the greatest basketball player to ever have played the game.
I would say that he's the same person
to me he is.
No, he's still the same loving, kind person that he was when he was growing up.
Magic was appreciated and remembered, but the 39,000 screaming fans who had flocked to the Silverdome had not come to reminisce. In the early going, however, Magic would live up to his legendary status by riddling the Pistons with sensational passes. Keying the Laker attack, Michigan's favorite son took control of the game. Even when Detroit displayed a few tricks of its own for the hometown crowd, Magic and the Lakers were quick to silence them. The two teams exchanged leads throughout the first half as Isaiah Thomas and Magic traded one spectacular play after another. As the first half came to a close, Magic had the final word. The Lakers took a one-point lead into halftime, but at the start of the third quarter, James Worthy took control of the game. He scored the first 8 points of the period and had the Lakers looking for him on every big play.
James, you're playing the 4 spot, okay? Coop, coming off the 53. James said it. As you bring it now, you curl, James, you step right in. Edwards and Vinny. We're down doubling on Edwards. Now, come on, Lakers, let's go.
Everything was going according to plan. The Pistons appeared headed in one direction, the Lakers in another. With the fast break clicking, for the first time in the series, everything was going the Lakers' way. The Pistons tried to keep it close, but even Chuck Daly's ejection could not ignite his flagging troops. This game belonged to Magic and the Lakers as they captured the series lead and regained the home court advantage. But while Los Angeles was celebrating, Detroit was plotting its revenge.
If you're going to beat this team, you're going to have to beat them at their style of game, and which is very difficult to do.
Prior to Game 4, Detroit's John Sally gave a preview of things to come.
We'll give you room on both sides. We'll back the defensive player up. You got any questions at all? Green? Just watch him underneath. Underneath? Okay. Have a good game. Lots of luck.
The self-proclaimed bad boys of basketball turned the game of finesse into the school of hard knocks. As both coaches saw their carefully conceived game plans turn into chaotic skirmishes. With even the best of friends finding themselves standing toe-to-toe. Tempers reached a boiling point as extreme heat and fatigue became an adversary of everyone on the court. And while the older Laker team seemed to feel the heat, the younger Pistons just got stronger, and by winning games 4 and 5, would take a 3-2 series lead back to the West Coast. The Pistons were now just one win away from their first NBA championship. Post-game images were of Game 5 and the rough stuff that had unfolded at the Silverdome, but the comments were on the future.
Game 6 is the only game we can think about. You know, this is what we played for all year long, and it's not over yet. Obviously, we're down, our backs are against the wall, but we're going home, and I don't think anybody feels terribly bad about tonight's game.
Give Detroit a lot of credit. They hit the shots, especially when they needed it. They hit some big shots, but there's always Sunday.
Once again, on familiar turf, the Lakers were given new life, and the Pistons knew it. Win, and LA's hopes of repeating lives. Lose, and the dream dies. there was only one option for the Lakers to choose.
Explanations make no sense when every answer's wrong. You're fighting with lost confidence. All expectations come. The time has come to make a break. Move on, don't hesitate. Break out.
After a slow start, the Lakers did break out, cutting Detroit's lead to 3. But Isaiah Thomas wouldn't allow them to get any closer. The Lakers' defense got tougher, enabling them to stay within striking distance by quarter's end, and refocusing their offense on 2 of their most lethal weapons during the playoffs, James Worthy and Byron Scott. And with a little Laker magic.
Underneath the Scott. Scott scores. Byron Scott took the ball 11 feet from the floor.
Down by 7 at the half, Isaiah would try to find a crack in the Lakers' armor. Crisp passing, unselfish play kept the Lakers' lead at 6. With 8 minutes to play in the first half, Isaiah went down with a sprained ankle. In a heartbeat, Detroit's chance of an NBA title was on the line. Courageously, Isaiah would return. Although hobbled, he would score 25 gutsy points in the third quarter, setting a new NBA Finals record and giving the Pistons a lead. A late fourth quarter jumper over Magic gave Detroit its first real glimpse of an NBA championship. The Lakers called a timeout to set up a play, and Byron Scott's number was called.
Brings it out to Scott. 3-point country. Dribble drive in deep. 12-foot jumper. Good!
The Lakers stopped Detroit on its next possession, and Lame Beer fouled the captain as he attempted to give L.A. the lead.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the free throw line. The free throw by the captain. Perfect. The Lakers lead it. 103-102. Timeout, Detroit. 14 seconds left. So lots of time for Detroit.
Listen, you're coming off Joe hard, right? You got to be careful here. Joe, hesitate a second in case you have to get back the ball. Then 3 and 4, get 2. See, if you get him, you duck in and get the ball, try to get in the lane and score. If not, you'll have Joe floating around the outside.
The pressure hung over the Pistons' huddle like a hangman's noose. On the young shoulders of Joe Dumars, the burden of Detroit's destiny would fall. Dumars drove the middle. And the game was up for grabs. The ball fell into the hands of Byron Scott. And Isaiah's dream of an NBA championship dissolved before his eyes. On this day, the Lakers had reason to give thanks. The 2-year odyssey would end here. For 19 years, others had failed. Now, on the threshold of history, Laker greatness would be measured by one final game.
I'm very proud of the fact that we've been at or near the top of our profession for so long. I think that's the key for me. That's where I get my most pleasure and pride from being part of this team.
I've been here 6 years, won 2 championships, and been in the finals all but 1 year. You become a part of that tradition if you've gone through that much.
Winning the first one is something that you'll never forget, but winning a back-to-back is something that people can categorize the Lakers as being one of the greatest teams of all times.
There's no other team that has come close to what we're doing in 20 years. We're playing for the World Championship, but yet we're playing for history.
And let's leave our impression, our mark on people to say, hey, that was the team of the 80s in the NBA. And by repeating, we can do that.
It's the 7th and decisive game of the 1988 World Championships of the NBA.
The crowd of 17,505 making their way in here, and each one is saying the same thing: will Isaiah Thomas play? So far as we know, he's going to suit up and try to play. And he better play his best, because Magic Johnson has the Lakers in a winning frame of mind, and we think it's going to be one of the great games in the history of the NBA.
Game 7 didn't just start. It erupted. And as the two teams battled for the World Championship, one player would step forward and take control. Dazzling the Forum crowd with his aerial display, James Worthy had the Laker fans on their feet early. Hoping to stem the tide, Detroit summoned its reserves.
One five's the top, 5 steps out, you come off.
Listen, hey, Sally's got Worthy now, right? All right. Basically, we're staying home. Next guy, faking him, stay home. Get your hand up, smack the next one back in the face, okay? Come on.
The Detroit bench ignited the Pistons. Swarming all over the Lakers, forcing miscues, and deftly turning them into easy baskets. The complexion of the game was changing. Detroit surged to the lead, boldly staking its claim to the championship.
We were down 5 points last year, the Celtics, in Game 6, too, and we talked about just being precise and being efficient.
The Laker response was swift, and Scott's resounding opening slam dunk nullified any notions of a Laker collapse. The fast break was now firing on all cylinders, enabling the defending champions to build a commanding lead. And with Michael Cooper regaining his long-range shooting touch, everything seemed to point to a decisive Game 7 triumph. But as crunch time approached, a meeting of the minds ensued. The directives were clear. It was time to engineer a resurgence.
The Lakers better not get careless. There's a long way to go.
The artillery from the bench would once again provide the Piston firepower, overpowering the Lakers, scoring 15 of the game's next 19 points, and closing the gap to just 4. The unthinkable was happening. James Worthy's clutch play rescued the Lakers once again.
Magic down the middle, does a 360 underneath, throws it up, missed it, tipped by Worthy once, twice, good! Worthy on the second tip. Worthy got 2 rebounds on the play.
But Detroit was unrelenting as they clawed to within 2. With 1:16 remaining, Riley asked James Worthy to be unstoppable once more.
Spread the floor, okay? I want James Worthy in the middle. Let's go, okay?
But with the game on the line, the Piston defense was up to the challenge, and unbelievably, Detroit had a chance to tie. But Laker destiny was not to be denied.
Scott has got it. They knock it loose. Scott gets it back. They hit him. He keeps it. Oh, what a play by Scott. To Magic to Scott. 30 seconds.
2 years of waiting was over. The moment was here.
He can practically put it away if he can make both. Free throw good.
Scott's critical free throws had Los Angeles breathing a sigh of relief. And with AC's final layup, the guarantee was signed, sealed, and delivered.
Game is over. The Lakers are the world champions.
The Forum was bedlam. And the euphoric Lakers and their MVP James Worthy celebrated the greatest basketball achievement in nearly 2 decades.
Your lens is all started up. Jerry, you said you'd do it. Congratulations. The great champion. Thank you, David. like to step up here and guarantee a third straight to start this off, Coach?